Do you like your hands? I like mine, and they inspire me to create such amazing pieces. Like when you look at our hands, they have these nice intricate designs on them. So this inspired our next set of series of hand paintings, like what we see in Hina and Mandy designs. I thought, why not explore the different types of lines that are there? So come on, let's start. So I was trying out a different type of patterns, and as you can see, I played around with different kinds of lines on this one and that other one. So you know what, let's try and do it ourselves. Let's try it one more time. Just remember to have fun, loads and loads of fun with the different kind of lines. And you know what, it's your hand, so just let's try to print it. So the first step, I'll start off with a marker. You can start with a pencil so that in case you make a mistake, you can go over it. All right, so put your hand right on the paper, right at the center, and this is a very simple, easy, relaxing exercise. Just, you know, when you're tired and you just want to come up with some little bit of creativity, bring it out from all your heart, and you know what, I'm sure you're going to create something nice. So there's my hand. I know there's some wiggly lines. Don't worry about that. So what I'll do with this is I want to color it first. So I'm going to do a series of blues and see where the blues begin. It doesn't matter where you start. I like starting on the side. Don't worry if you think this blue isn't nice. Well, I like it. So I started with this blue, and I'm going to just keep blending them in. I like this type of colors that I'm using here. They're very, very versatile. They blend in easily. They're soft. So these are color pencils. A lot of times you see me using pastels. I also have my moments of color pencils, right? So moving on, I'm just adding a little blue at a time, and I'm making them darker as I move. So as you can see, just so that I don't leave some white spaces, I like to hold my pencil this way, so it doesn't leave me with lines and the coloring is smooth. Okay, so, and it also helps me to blend. Alright, so there it goes. Keep adding some other types of blues. So as you can see, these are just different sets of blues. Don't worry what they look like. This is just a background for my work, so that when it's time to color and pattern, I'll have something to work with. Okay, so I've played around with different types of colors right here, the different types of blues that I could find in my packet. This color needs sharpening. Yeah, so there we are. Lovely, isn't it? Yeah, very nice, right? So I started with this blue. I have another hand that I had traced out, and I want to do a different set of colors with it. So I'm going to play around with purples. I think purples are also pretty, don't you think so? So I will start with this, and let me just bring out all the colors that I want to work with to save me time. I want to play around with these purples, the shades of purple, and maybe pink. I might lose this blue so that I work with the pinks. Yeah, so there we go. These 4 colors will give me what I'm looking for. So this time round, I want to start at the center, probably create a circle at the center. Like this will be our core. Alright, so there we go. And then I start adding other colors as I go. So this is slightly darker than the initial pink. And you can keep adding the different colors that you have. Okay, just make sure you are working with colors on the same range, so it kind of ends up being a monochrome. So monochrome is a series of the same color. So mono means one, chroma is the intensity of color. Alright, the purity and saturation of color is called chroma in art. So monochrome just means one color in different shades, simply put. Alright, and then I want to finish off with the purple. The maroon looks quite dark, but that's okay because it will give me space to work with other colors. So I finish it off with that. Isn't that pretty? Now, unlike the mandalas or the patterns that are also used in Mendi, today I want to explore the different types of lines that are available. There's so many types of lines and I love to try them out. Okay? So there are my backgrounds done. So I put this away and then I get my Sharpie or my marker, and this now helps me to start playing around with the different kinds of lines. So our first step right here will be to draw lines to build on this. Okay, so I will be playing with curved lines. I'll be playing with curved lines like that, and in between these lines I get to draw different kinds of other lines. See that? And this is a fun project that you can do with younger children, but guess what, even grown-ups enjoy this kind of project. Okay, so this is a very simple, easy and fun thing to do. So let's see the type of lines we can play around with. We can play around with the swirls. Okay, and then we can work with this upside down. I don't want to waste this, so what I'll do is that I want to draw a circle around it, but it looks so circly. Yeah, so it looks like a radiation or something. See that? I really didn't want to waste it, I'm sorry. So I'm going to do some wavy lines around it. Okay, and as you can see, you can make this as intricate as you want it, or just have fun with it. Don't feel too stressed that it has to be a specific way. Yeah, just trying to play around with curved lines right now, and we're going to try different type of lines that are available to us. All right, so at this point I would like to draw some straight lines which will end up creating like some sort of a what do you call it, some sort of a movement. Right, so there it is. So you see the joy is in the background because we get to play around with it. How cool is that? Yeah, so some horizontal lines will work here really well, some more horizontal lines, so it gives us some continuity. All right, of course it's not complete without some zigzag, so there's our zigzag lines. This zigzag can't be complete without a top zigzag line. Okay. Alright, then these zigzags are also not complete without some other horizontal lines to work with them. See that? I could skip this next one. Then I play around with this one and that. Okay, and then if you want, you can do mini zigzag underneath these ones that are left. Okay. Oh, lovely, I like it. Okay, now we have zigzag lines, we've played with straight lines. Do you know the castle lines? The castle lines look like that. They are almost boxing. This gives us such nice ideas. This work starts to look like the Mayan designs. Have you ever seen the Mayans from ancient Maya? Yeah, and then I want to color this in. Not all of them, just some of them. See that? It gets even more intense as we draw. So we want to draw some circles to fill this in. These are dotted lines. See? And you can even even color these bubbles, because we could have a dotted line kind of design. See that? And then these patterns never grow old. See this? They never grow old. I've been doing these patterns for so long. Okay, and this top part as well. So see, we can use patterns to create such amazing lines, to create such amazing patterns. Don't you agree? And then finally, I'd like to draw just a series of lines that are leaving the lines, like a, you know, like the Wi-Fi pattern, right? These are all kinds of lines that we have worked with. Voila! Don't you think it's pretty? Yeah, so you can create as many patterns as you like. And here's another thing, when we are doing this, it's a kind of Zentangle where you play around with patterns, so you can color them in as much as you want, and some areas can remain without the coloring in. So have fun with this, have so much fun with it, because you will enjoy creating these amazing patterns. So I know I'm going to see your finished work, because most of you have been sending me your work, and I hope to see you next time. All right, let me keep working here. Goodbye guys.